Welcome back. Yep, we're in Lviv still, and the rain stopped finally. Today's a new day. I'm heading out from this very central point because I feel a little bit like a spider in the middle of a web. Oh. Every time I step out from this hostel, because I'm right in the middle of everything, it feels as though I'm going out on another limb from the centre. Very much a focal point on a very busy street, right at the heart of the old town. Often hostels say, we're at the heart of the old town, or at the heart of the city. And quite often that isn't the case at all, not geographically or in any other sense. However, this occasion, the hostel doesn't make such a claim, but it actually is, right in the middle of things. And we even had a strange story yesterday. I didn't know whether to share this with you or not, and I haven't been able to verify the facts. But one of the Ukrainian students was talking in English to a foreigner, letting them know that apparently there'd been a brief altercation outside of the hostel at 1 o'clock in the morning. I think somebody described as a crazy guy had thrown a punch at somebody. The person who'd had a punch thrown at them returned a punch, and that punch had actually ended up killing the guy. That's sobering news when you hear that. I'm almost completely done with the Icelandic moss syrup. Hasn't completely cured me. McDonald's, the lifesaver for Americans, is just there. Should Americans feel in need of having their lives saved. I'm curious. What's down here? Bit underwhelming, isn't it? I know. I'll let you see me instead. Talk about underwhelming. I did in particular want to find a street which I have a distant memory of because I am curious. I referred to it when I was in Krakow, I believe. I was rather surprised it had survived since the middle of the 20th century. Whether it's still survived the first 23 years of the 21st century remains to be seen. You know, memories can be misleading, can't they? But I think it was a street where on a corner there was a building with some Jewish writing, some Hebrew written on a shop front. Right now, as I speak, I'm very vaguely in the location of that, but only very vaguely. So it could be that I need to do a bit more roaming around, and even then still I won't find it. Some lovely decoration up there, and also some beautiful ironwork on those balcons, and a few spots of rain on my head. Drat. I thought I picked my moment, but yeah, might have to put the camera away now. This is an interesting building. Not just because of the decoration and the architectural style. Apparently, it's the former British Club. What on earth does that mean? Is it like the British Council? A forerunner of that? Beauty in decay. Some pretty new looking modern artwork on the side of this building. Whereas over here is a blast from the past. Here is the building I remember, I think. Used to have, there's the Hebrew on the side. Right. So it is still there. And it's a milk bar. I couldn't remember what kind of shop it was when I saw it all those years ago. Written in Polish, well, a mixture of German and a little bit of English. and Hebrew. It has been freshened up a little bit, and although the street itself probably could do with a bit more freshening up, I think it was October 2004 when I saw it for the first time. The street itself, everything was a little bit more grey and grim. Here we've got, well, a log jam of cars which you wouldn't have seen back then. And what's this we're about to walk past? A theatre, another one. Let's step back and see. Oh, I was going to say, see if it's worth it for the view. It sure is. Right next to this very lovely looking theatre. Doesn't that look like a fascinating building to go in and walk around inside? And as a companion piece, look at this. Not only Portugal can add some flair and style to tiles, but also here in Lviv. Very nice work. And of course some lovely balcons as well, despite the absolutely hideous white UPVC double glazing. Yet that ghastliness rears its head again. Why? Why? Ah, well. I know I don't have to live here in the winter, so people are concerned about their fuel bills and also staying warm. At the end of the street, there is this plaque. Les Kurbas, prominent stage director, the founder of avant-garde theatre in Ukraine, actor, teacher, and an outstanding theatre figure. So my theatre is named after him. Les Kurbas was executed on November the 3rd, 1937 in Russia. That man, Ivan Franco, right next to a place where you can buy your train tickets. Or used to be able to buy your train tickets. Saved walking up to the train station itself, but I'm guessing maybe these days this place is no longer operating. Hello. Do you see what I see? We've already seen a potential cat cafe in the old town, which may not be a cat cafe at all, but it was a cat themed something or other, certainly. This says cat cafe. What's wrong with you, man? What's this obsession with your cat cafes? Oh, if you're looking for nightlife. So if you're thinking of going into the cat cafe, it's open from 9 in the morning till 11 in the evening. Doesn't say which days, maybe every day of the week. But maybe it's incredibly tiny. There's only one window to the establishment, and that's that one where a lady's sat, and you can just see, if you're very lucky, that there's a puddy cat there. Sitting there, watching her, enjoying her drink and bit of cake, I suspect. Can you pick that up? Now here's a quiz question for you. Does this name look familiar? Does that face look familiar? 1921, 1984, so he nearly lasted 63 years. Lived through some harsh times, this man. Viktor Ivanovich Shukarin. First Ukrainian something champion, Olimpijski Igor. Yeah, probably 1948, I would guess. Check out those Olympics, find out what he won an Olympic gold medal in, if you're curious. And you may remember the George and the Dragon statue, which we saw before. I was a bit wary before, and I'm still a bit wary because of the location and filming, so I'll move on swiftly. And there's more beyond, which we might be able to see if we're a little bit cheeky. And there's even more down here. Okay. Let's see what this place is. Your guess is as good as mine. Hello, Tiny. The tiniest dog I may have ever seen. Oh, don't be frightened. Oh, bless him. I know. Not really a dog. It's a little mini chihuahua thing. A little puppy chihuahua. And yeah, he looked a bit nervous and... Can you call them cute? Looks a bit of a runt like me, actually, doesn't he? Probably that's why I took to him, bless. Oh, a restaurant. Now a restaurant, but I'm sure it had an earlier life as something quite grander. Let's check out this information board, which is conveniently, the House of Scientists. The house was built by the Viennese architecture company, Fellner and Gelmer. Sound like two comedians, don't they? 1897 to 1898, to the order of the Horse Breeders Club. Oh. It's been a casino and no mention of scientists. Now, this is a curious place because I have heard about it. Apparently, it's a little bit pricey. Maybe they're talking about the restaurant. What do you think? So a Caesar salad, 250 grams, 185 hryvnia, which is ballpark $5.5. Not the most expensive, nor the cheapest place in town, by the looks of it, for a fat, greedy, rich Westerner, such as myself. I'm going to walk through because why wouldn't you if it's open? I wanted to see if there's anything nice down this end in the garden. Looks as though there could be a nice garden. And what do we come out onto? A nice little courtyard. I am thinking garden centre. The piece is more than real art, or is that being unkind to the people who made some of these pieces? What do you think? And there's another. Oh, as you turn around, you see there's quite a few little hidden bits and pieces in here. I wouldn't say gems, but some unexpected pieces. So I might as well just exit at this point, I think. If you wanted to go in there, well, as I understand it, separate aside from the actual restaurant, you can go in and have a look at the interior of the building, or at least you used to be able to. However, there's a beautiful interior, beautiful balustrades, staircases, stucco, lovely artwork on the walls. It's all very nice, but it's empty. All the furniture's gone missing. How did that happen? Who knows? So it might feel like a little bit of an odd experience going into the House of Scientists. I thought the House of Scientists would have something far more obviously connected with scientists, you know? Sounds as though it's a place where some noted scientists hung out and discovered things or carried out experiments. Maybe there is some connection with science and that building which isn't apparent and isn't explained on the notice board. Let me know in the comments if you find out what the actual science connection is with that place, because I'd be vaguely curious. And you may remember this statue. We saw it from a distance. Seeing it a little bit closer, but it's not as remarkable a piece of sculpture as some others we've seen. Therefore, not a whole lot to be gained. However, when you turn around, aha, now we're talking. You may recall when I was trying to find High Hostel after I left Lviv's central train station. I walked down, blundered around, tried to find the gardens, failed miserably. Stumbled upon this vantage point, which again is a sign that Lviv is relatively small as cities go, at least the city centre is, I should say, and therefore that should encourage people who are a little bit wary about, oh, I don't know the language. Guess what? Nor do I. And oh, it's different alphabet. Yeah, but so? Have faith in yourself to be able to blunder around as I did, get lost, and nothing bad happened to me. I wasn't sold into white slavery. Mind you, I can't imagine get much of a price for me if white slave traders should capture me and try and sell me off as what? Some weird kind of butler? Yeah, don't think there's a market for weird English-speaking butlers somehow. Well, I could be wrong. Very popular in American sitcoms back in, when was it, the 80s? But let me just remind you, this isn't the 1980s anymore. We're back in the future now. No, we're back in the present, that's right. Or am I in the future? No, I'm in the past for you because I've already filmed this. You see, time, it gets very confusing, doesn't it? I'm glad you found the time to watch this video with me. Thanks for coming along for the walk. I'm not going to end it just yet. I thought I'd try and make a short video for a change, but it just never seems to work out that way with me. Well, I can't blame myself too much. Well, I wouldn't, would I? It's really a case of if you're walking around a very attractive city, then there are always going to be things for you to see and do. That was the way down to High Hostel, as you will remember. I'm going to go this way. Obviously these gardens are quite extensive if you care to walk around them. And why not treat yourself to a nice iced cool drink? And there's a potential father or mother of our little Chihuahua friend who we saw earlier. I'm not going to ask any questions. It might be indiscreet of me.